Hello and welcome to another capsule. That's right, a capsule. This is a segment of my office hours live stream that I do on Thursdays where we sit down, chill, and talk about Star Citizen and Star Citizen news and lore, just in general. You can come join us live at twitch.tv/TheAstroPub on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and join us live to talk, just like chat over here. You'll see them right there. Say hi, chat. So we're going to be talking about today a little bit of the Roadmap Roundup and some bad news with the Roadmap Roundup. We're going to see a little bit more about the shaping of 318 as it starts coming into focus and talk a little bit about what to expect with 318 as we're getting closer, especially what this means for CitizenCon going forward. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the Roadmap Roundup. So here we go. This Roadmap Roundup was posted on 9/14/2022. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Every 2 weeks, we accompany the Roadmap update with a brief explanatory note to give you an insight into the direction making that led to any changes. This is part of an effort to make our communications more transparent, more specific, and more insightful for all of you who help make Star Citizen and Squad 42 possible. With that said, let's go ahead and dive into this week's Roadmap Roundup. CIG Community Team. Notable changes for September 14th, 2022. All right. This is the beef. Alpha 318. Before we jump into the roadmap update, we would like to give an update on the status of Alpha 318, as well as an update to our standard delivery cadence for this year. As previously mentioned, we're still on track to release Alpha 318 to the PTU this month, September. We will start with Evocati and aim to expand more players soon after. We're eager to get persistent entity streaming, PES, in your hands as quickly as possible. As the more time we have it in your hands, the more time we have all of you hammering on it, this new behemoth of technology, the better. As communicated in the last letter to the chairman, we expect PES to remain in PTU for 2 to 3 months for robust testing. Our current goal is to release Alpha 318 to the live servers in the first half of November, ahead of Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, IAE, aka the anniversary sale. This means that 318 patch will now also include content related to the IAE, which you will notice in the detailed breakdown below. As you know, PES and the subsequent technologies, server meshing, will change the core of Star Citizen forever and provide a giant leap forward in realizing the vision of what our shared universe is meant to be. This is no surprise that we have an abnormal cadence this year, and we are appreciative of your support as we push through these major milestones. But what does this mean? Come hell or high water, 318 is coming out this year. I'm going to go to the office for this one as well, so I can explain this. No matter what, we are getting 318 before IAE. Mark my words. Which means do not expect much from 318. If I were you right now, especially if you're a new player or player coming back, set your expectations as low as possible. Because this is coming out, whether you like it or not, before IAE. Because they got to hit that marketing budget. They got to hit that marketing day. The IAE is a huge deal for them. They make a ton of money through IAE. Almost said a naughty word, and YouTube would have hurt me for that. They make a lot of money off of this. So rip that band-aid off right now. 318 is going to be a buggy, messy pile of garbage. An important, necessary, buggy, messy pile of garbage, but still a buggy, messy pile of garbage. So that's what this is telling us right now. With that set properly, let's continue forward. Release view. The following card has been added to the release view, slated for release Alpha 318. Drake Corsair. Building, balancing, and implementing Drake Interplanetary's multi-crew explorer, the Corsair, into game. People who like ships will like that. Good news. After further review, these deliverables will require additional tasks that are currently being scoped out and scheduled. Therefore, we are removing these 2 cards from release view until their release timing has reassessed. These are minor, but it also is important to note that this is something that they said they don't want to do. Because they said they'd be, about 80% sure if they were going to add these to the roadmap. This was added only a couple of weeks ago. August was when these were added. The new interdiction scenarios and environmental space missions. Both of those were added in like August. And they already pulled them from the roadmap. This is the other thing that's important to note. This may not be the last thing we see get pulled from the roadmap. There are rumors that the current status of physicalized cargo is being discussed in a meeting starting this week, probably Friday. And we won't know what the results of that meeting are until not next week, but the week after next. The week, 2 weeks before CitizenCon. That's also supposed to be the week that 318 is supposed to go into Evocati. So we may not know until it releases to Evocati before we even get the next roadmap update. That's just how the cadence of the roadmap update works. It happens every 2 weeks. So anything that's been done after Jake pulled the files, that pulled the information, is not going to be in this roundup. So keep that in mind as well. We may also see the removal of physicalized cargo from 318. So effectively what we're seeing is the removal of Quanta. The Quanta that was supposed to be added, not coming in 318. So there's no more updates to Quanta. And we may see the removal of physicalized cargo for 318 as well. All right. Again, pile on some of the bad news. Progress tracker. With this published, we're beginning to add the Q2 2023 schedule for upstream teams, with more teams to follow in subsequent publishes. It's a good thing. The following deliverable previously removed is returning to the progress tracker as of this publish. The APOA Santokyai. Building, balancing, and implementing APOA's medium fighter, the Santokyai, into game. All right. Then we have other problems. After assessing with the team and vehicles being worked on for Squad 42 taking to higher priority, the following vehicles have been removed from the progress tracker temporarily until resources can be reallocated. The RSI Apollo and the Tumbler Ranger. So we're not getting the Ranger, we're not getting the Apollo. Probably not until at the earliest the end of next year. Because remember, this is Q2, so what they're updating now is stuff that's going to come out in summer of next year. So this is why these sorts of things are important to pay attention to, because they're talking 6 to 12 months down the line. So we're already seeing the Apollo and the Ranger is probably not going to be released next year. If it's been removed from the progress tracker as of now, the earliest it would be released is the end of the year next year, which is probably unlikely. So those of you who are Apollo fans, or people like me who are big Ranger fans, SOL right there. Then continuing with the bad news, additional focus from the USPU team is being placed on the freight elevators deliverable for hangars and cargo, and is a prerequisite for hangars to persist. Therefore, we're removing future work for the following deliverable temporarily as this work is being completed. Persistent hangars. So we're not getting persistent hangars. We are not getting the Tumbler Ranger, and we're not getting the Apollo. We may not be getting the Cargo Refactor, though seems like it's being prioritized. So we may still get it. Let's go to the office and talk about this though. Yeah. So this is a big blow. This is a big blow. No persistent hangars. Probably no persistent hangars next year. No Apollo for the near future. No Tumbler Ranger. And the Quanta at least has been removed temporarily, so there's no new Quanta missions, no new Quanta update that we're going to see. And we're still on the fence about whether we're going to see the Cargo Refactor. Though the fact that they're removing the persistent hangars so that they can focus on freight elevators, which is important because that's the like almost like version 2 of the Cargo Refactor. That needs to be in place as well. The fact they're doing that means that they may be refocusing that right now. So there are some bright spots. And of course, if you're a fan of the Santok Yai and the Corsair, we're both getting those soon. So that's pretty cool too. But I can't walk away from this saying this is a good thing, a positive thing. This is, and I do think this is the beginning of a longer series of cuts that we'll be seeing over the next couple of weeks. I didn't think they were going to cut anything from the published view, because they said themselves that when they put it in the published view, they're 80% certain, which obviously means there's a 20% chance of dropping, but they've been very good about that until recently, which tells me, again, setting expectations going forward, that anything that hits into the release view towards the end of the year is probably unreliable. So anything that you see added to the release view after July is probably not a fully reliable, not as reliable as earlier in the year, because there's a lot of other factors that come into play that cause things to delay. CitizenCon is a huge drain on their resources that they do every year. The end of the year patch is always their biggest year. The fall patch is always the biggest patch they release. Excuse me. Events like IAE, events like any new events they do are also huge things, and then they have to refactor in the winter / early spring to fix everything up. So lots of lessons learned, lots of things to pile over. But for those of you watching on YouTube, I want to know what you think in the comments below. Is this doom and gloom? 90 days tops. It's all over for all of us. Panic, sell everything. Are you upset? Do you think it's reasonable? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, we do these sorts of things, these live streams. Join us live, twitch.tv/TheAstroPub, youtube.com/TheAstroPub live, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, to talk about Star Citizen. And we don't just do this, we talk about lore, we do monthly reports. In fact, we're just going to move on right here to do the Squadron 42 monthly report as well. Hopefully some better news, which that video will be up shortly as well. So. And thank you for watching, and like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black.